If you'd like to support the channel, then be sure to check out our Patreon. Link is in the description. Caulifla's adventures have brought her a new family, new hope, but also questions and pain. Following Goku's death during the Piccolo battles caused Caulifla to fall into a deep state of sadness, even feeling as if she could no longer battle. Raditz works for Pilaf at his castle after recommendations from Caulifla, enjoying his work as Pilaf's elite guard, and even cooking a little. It seemed like all around, life kept moving forward, until soon enough, 7 years passed. Piccolo Jr. and her live together, training daily, as she also trains with Gohan and Vegeta. One day, incredible news get to her. Goku is back. Thanks to the incentive of the Tenkaichi Budokai, our heroes were able to once again hug their dear Goku. Even Vegeta himself seemed happy. He had been battling Caulifla and Raditz for many years, which calmed this anger he had, but was tired of how much of a downer Caulifla seemed to be. Caulifla, however, remained upset at herself. She thought seeing Goku again would help, but no. One of the only few things that made her happy was giving Gohan some hints on girls, as she thought Videl and him would make a cute couple. But soon enough, Shin and Kibito would warn the Z-Fighters about Majin Buu, and she had a bad feeling about the whole situation. As they traveled, Babidi could already detect the darkness in her heart. She punched Popovich across the face as soon as she saw them taking Gohan's energy, but that just resulted in her own power being taken. Even so, they got a chance to follow the Majin to Babidi's spaceship. Following Kibito's death, along with both Piccolo Jr. and Krillin being turned into stone, the Saiyans traveled down through the spaceship. However, during the battle against Dabura, Babidi had already begun to take over the mind of Caulifla. She heard whispers of power, of all that she had lost, the strength she gave up by walking away from the mysterious power which Pibara had shown her. Perhaps Babidi was her chance to regain that power. Caulifla's mind swirls as her power grows into the stratosphere. This had to be the same power she felt, right? As she continued to freak out, Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta tried to help her, but Dabura wouldn't let them get close. It was too late, as Caulifla's eyes darted upwards to look at everyone else. Electricity surrounded her. She looked at her hands, smiling. The Saiyans couldn't believe it, as the Kaioshin ran to her and shook her, asking her why she would have done this. But it was too late. Caulifla explained that this was the power she gave up on so long ago. She could now take on Majin Buu herself. In fact, she would revive him in order to kill him. Babidi teleported everyone to the desert as Gohan and Shin tried to stop Buu's revival and Dabura. Vegeta and Goku teamed up against Caulifla, but she cloned herself using the Crane School's techniques, firing blasts all over the place. This battle wasn't something Caulifla wanted, but she would not be stopped from testing her true strength. Through their battles, Buu's Ki increased, and they are unable to stop his revival. Vegeta and Goku can't believe Caulifla's strength. She's even more powerful than Majin Vegeta during the original story, and her Kikoho defenses are impenetrable. As Buu is revived, Vegeta and Goku watch in horror, but Caulifla welcomes him with open arms, until she senses his power. He was so much more incredible than she originally expected. She laughed nervously. She hadn't betrayed her friends for nothing, right? She rushed in at Buu, but his speed was too much. She tried to convince herself that she could win, as he from his head tentacle. Caulifla, thinking it was just a regular ki blast, grabbed Dabura and used him as a body shield, but he turned into a piece of chocolate. What was this horror? This monster? She couldn't win, unless... As the fight ramps up, Caulifla pushes everyone back, landing in front of Buu as she thought to herself, saying goodbye to everyone. But just as she was about to blow herself up, Goku put his hand on her shoulder, telling her that she will not be useful if she's dead. They can win in a different way. Just think! Caulifla looked at Buu. His smile, his bubbly attitude reminded her of a young kid Goku, a Goku who changed her. It was time to return that favor. She yelled at Goku to run away with everyone else as he questioned her plan. She said not to worry, she won't die, hopefully. Caulifla approached Buu carefully, telling him she knew exactly where to get all the best food in the world, and if he promised to calm down and take it easy for a while, she would show him. Buu was curious, but Babidi demanded Caulifla's death. Goku, realizing her plan, told Buu to not let himself be talked to that way. This led to Buu killing Babidi, as Goku grabbed Shin, Gohan, Goten and Trunks, who had arrived, and the rest, and teleported over to Kami's before the kids could see Babidi's demise. Their fate was in the hands of Caulifla for now. Piccolo Jr., who had been de-stoned after Dabura's death, stayed with Caulifla, trusting her plan. He had sort of become her student after hearing everything that future Piccolo had said about future Caulifla. Caulifla attempts to befriend Buu, taking him to her little island home. She knew it was dangerous, but she could trust the people there. Her family made food. Even Pilaf requested food to be given to Buu, prepared uniquely by Raditz. But they couldn't keep up. It seemed like slowly Buu began to appreciate everything around him. It was a beautiful place with nice people and good food, but at Kami's lookout, things were dreadful. Ten Shinhan arrived, along with Chaozu, looking for his beloved Caulifla. Once he was told where she was, his mind raced to the idea that she was in danger, being held hostage. As they continued to feed Buu, Piccolo and Caulifla felt Tien's presence getting close, and Piccolo told her that he'd take care of things. Right above the castle, the two talked. Above the castle, Tien refused to believe that Buu was turning a new leaf. He was convinced that Caulifla was in danger, especially after hearing Buu being upset that food wasn't coming fast enough. Caulifla was getting a little upset at him as well, but it was nothing they couldn't talk about. This led to a small altercation between Piccolo and Tien, which culminated in Ten Shinhan firing a Kiko-Ho, which blasted the top half of the castle away. Piccolo was severely hurt as the castle walls began to crumble. Buu and Caulifla were able to defend everyone, but both Caulifla and Piccolo ended up a bit hurt, with Caulifla's arm bleeding. Buu's eyes widened as he looks at the hurt Caulifla, and though she promises she's okay, her arm is bleeding. Buu approaches her as Tien yells at him to get away from her, but he simply heals her. Tien couldn't believe it. Was he really wrong? He let his emotions get the better of him, and he began to apologize to Piccolo, and with that, Buu split himself into two before uniting once again into one and birthing Super Buu. Piccolo, Tien, and Caulifla fight against Super Buu, with Tien apologizing profusely. She says that she knows why he did it, and that she appreciated it, but they can talk about it later. Super Buu was far too powerful, and Tien was attacked by an incoming piece of pink goo. Caulifla jumped in the way, and she was slowly absorbed. Tien tried to fight it, but Caulifla yelled at him to get help from Goku and run. Tien continued to argue, but Piccolo dragged him away, with tears in his eyes. A lot of the Buu arc happens similarly to normal, as Goku teaches the kids the fusion dance, but this time, he also teaches it to Vegeta. Goku hasn't shown off Super Saiyan 3, so even Gotenks can't do it. That also means Goku remains on Earth for longer. They practice fusion, showing off the incredible power, though Vegeta refuses to try it for real. While Buu goes on to fight Gotenks in the chamber, as Goku convinces everyone to let them do it, Caulifla remains within Buu's mind. Goku and Vegeta are with them, making sure the kids are okay. Within Buu, Caulifla slept peacefully in the incubator. In her mind, Caulifla has another spiritual journey as she had on Yardrat. This time, Grand Supreme Kai is her spirit guide. He had felt her power within Buu and appreciated someone seeing good within him. But beyond that, she seems like a strange creature. Caulifla goes deep into her emotions, finding her memories of her past life again. She sees that girl, but this time hears her name. That's when, once again, she hears her brother's voice. It sounded like he was in danger, but this time, she trusted him to protect them all. In the outside world, Goten and Trunks were absorbed by Buu, breaking out of the chamber, followed by him absorbing Ultimate Gohan, who did well, but was outsmarted by Buu. All that was left was Goku and Vegeta, with no choice but to use that dreadful technique, fusing into the birth of Gogeta, their ultimate power. But even with Gogeta, Super Buu seems very powerful. But within Caulifla, as she approaches Kale, putting her hand out to touch hers, outside, Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta fires a Soul Punisher, expelling everything that didn't belong within Buu. Fat Buu, Gohan, Goten, Trunks, and finally, Caulifla. But she exploded from within Buu with incredible power, the same power she has during the Tournament of Power. Even as a Super Saiyan 2, she was powerful enough to rival, if not even surpass, Goku's Super Saiyan 3. Gogeta was dumbfounded. Even if he was stronger, this certainly was a change. Caulifla reconnects with herself from her past life, the full potential unlocked. The heroes rejoice as Gogeta defuses, but Super Buu turns into Kid Buu. Buu is about to destroy Earth as Goku grabs onto Caulifla, Vegeta, Dende, Tien, and even Chaozu. Earth blows up, and the heroes go to the Kaioshin planet. Kid Buu shows up as the final battle begins. Caulifla goes first, and her power is unbelievable. In base, she can rival Kid Buu. Caulifla rapidly evolves into Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, and finally, just to prove to Goku that he can reach this power as well, uses his Super Saiyan 3. Goku looks on proudly, as he knows that his sister has finally found herself. Now he had an even better training partner and could catch up fast. He looked at Vegeta and nodded. They knew they had to start training ASAP. He turned to her once more and said, "Caulifla, you really are #1. For now." Caulifla is defeating Buu, but his regeneration is a problem. Caulifla asks the boys if they can hold off Buu for a while she charges her energy. She needs like 5 minutes tops. Goku, Vegeta, and Tien hold off Buu. Even Chaozu is able to buy them time by surprising Buu with some math questions. The boys are very hurt by the time Caulifla finishes charging her attack. She's still getting used to this new power. Chaozu uses telekinesis to pick up Goku, Tien, and Vegeta, telling Caulifla to finish this, as Caulifla thanks Chaozu and calls him her hero. Caulifla fires a giant beam attack, neither a Kamehameha nor a Kiko Home. This was her very own technique, the Crush Cannon. This attack completely consumes Buu as he disintegrates. It's over, finally over. Caulifla runs instantly towards Fat Buu, who had also helped, hugging him tightly. Not only had they become friends, but it was thanks to the Grand Kai within she unlocked this power. And the name of that girl, Kale. Everyone celebrated as they ran to Caulifla and hugged her. Thus, the day was saved. Thanks to Dende, they revived everyone and returned Earth to normal. Even Goku was brought back, thanks to the old Kai giving him his life. And so, a few months passed, and Caulifla was back to normal. She was doing a lot of investigating, trying to find a girl named Kale in her galaxy and even the universe, but it was no use. Goku and Vegeta disappeared for a couple days in an attempt to catch up Caulifla, though it was hard for them to do so, even after Vegeta unlocked Super Saiyan 3, but they knew the next step was just around the corner, and they were right, as the god of destruction, Lord Beerus, was mere 3 years away from awakening, and it was their chance to get that power. But Caulifla had one more person to go to. Shortly after the defeat of Buu, Caulifla and Tien meet up again to reminisce about old times. From their very first meeting as kids and living together, Caulifla says that she loves Tien very dearly as one of her oldest friends, and she wouldn't trade their time together for the world. Now that she knows herself a little bit better, she knows there's someone else her heart longs to find. Perhaps in the future they can be together again, but before she can finish, Tien nods, saying that he understands. He hopes they can be together as well, but that he values their relationship deeply, and that he hopes they can continue to just be friends then, and comrades. Caulifla agrees, and the two fist bump each other, hugging tightly. Tien wishes her luck in finding this person, but that doesn't mean she's getting away from another rematch. Caulifla agrees delightfully, and the two begin their sparring session. More trouble is around the corner. But that's for next time on Dragon Ball Super! Huge thank you to What If Universe for editing this video. Thank you to the following people: PJ9D, The Third, Lee Urquides, Daddy Bear 103, Gabriel Scott, Dorian Page, Kaiser Jirachi, Jonas Paulius, Orange Bag YouTube, Trent Rolls, D-Man Plays, Jim G, Dram Foster, Oscar Final 1396, D Miles, The Gaming Galaxy, Dakota Kaiser, Salil Paranjape, Keith Grimes, Thayer 45, Celestia, Tyler Sparling, Robot, Dreadpool, Phil J. Akir, The Baked Potato, Bartek, and Samuel Randall. Thank you guys so much for joining the Patreon. It's because of you all that I'm able to continue putting out videos. And remember, that is the best way to support the channel, as it all goes directly to thumbnails, editing, voice acting, and more. Anyways guys, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, especially to your friends who like Dragon Ball, and until we meet again. See ya!